Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw Spider-Man in less than 15 minutes. Today's drawing tutorial is going to be Spider-Man, and I'm going to show you how to draw him in less than 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to start with this circle that I have already drawn. Darken it up a little bit so you can see. This is a number 3 pencil, so it's going to be pretty light. I'm going to drop the back of his chin here. I hope you guys can see that. And then I'm going to bring down the side of his face. Put in his jaw. And I'm going to drop a center line in there. Center line, I'm going to drop in there. I'm going to darken this up once I get all these sketch lines in here. It's going to be pretty messy. Remember, you don't have to draw real neat. You can be as messy as possible until you get the figure where you want it to be. Now I'm drawing a line where I'm going to put his eye. And so this is basically Spider-Man's head so far. Okay? I'm going to put a circle here to divide in between where his eye is going to be. Okay? And I'm going to draw a diamond in there. Something similar to that. Okay? So this is going to be Spider-Man's eye on one side. And we're going to put his other eye on the other side. You're not going to see it as much as you see this one. Okay? And now we got his eye in place. Of course, these lines are real sketchy, so you're not going to see as much as I see right now. So I'll put my number 2 pencil on this to show you guys. But for the most part, we have Spider-Man's head in there. Okay? So now we're going to square off his chin. Squared off his chin. Put some where his webbing is going to go. Put some line there for his webbing. So you can see that. And this is a quick sketch, so I'm not going to be too detailed on that webbing because his webbing could really take some time if you do it as the designer designed him to. Okay, so far you see his head. So I'm going to drop in his trap, put his shoulder in there. This is where his neck is going to go. Center line of his chest. I hope you guys can see that. I'm trying to move up so you can see. Right now you can't because everything is kind of light, so bear with me. I'm going to put his other shoulder in. It's going to be the center of his chest. We're going to go to his collarbones. Something like that. We're going to put his spider insignia on his chest. Oh, I'm already at the bottom of my page, but that's okay. We're going to draw Spider-Man in under 10 minutes. And you can do this as well if you practice the way that I'm showing you here. Just practice makes perfect. You'll never become good at a thing until you put some work into it. Practice it over and over, then you'll be just as good as me. So we got his insignia on his chest. I'm at the bottom of my page. I could get a sticky note to show you this, but we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to put his webbing along his neck here. Okay, so as you can see, we sketched Spider-Man in. Now I'm going to start with my number 2 pencil so you can see the actual drawing. Now we started out with a circle, put his jawline in, and a center line. So now I'm going to darken all this in so you can see the actual full picture of Spider-Man. So I'm going to start with his eye, because if his eye is not right, then Spider-Man's not going to be right. I may zoom out a little bit so you can see the full scope of this picture when I'm done. But for the most part, I'm just putting some lines down here so you could practice this. Watch this video over and over and over and practice it yourself. You'll be amazed what you can show your friends when you learn how to draw Spider-Man. Alright, so we got his head in there, back of his head, square off his chin, put in his webbing, put in his webbing on his head. And remember, like I said, this is just a sketch, so it's going to be looking pretty wild until I finish the design. So I'm not going to go too far in his webbing detail, but enough so you will know that this is Spider-Man. Okay, and then we go down to his neck. He's a little dude. He's not as bulky as Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. He's very agile, so he would have to be a small type of guy because Spider-Man slings all through the city. So he can be real bulky, but muscular in some parts. Okay, so now we're going to work on his insignia. That's on his chest, that you can see a little bit because I'm at the bottom of the page, but I'm not sure what my time looks like. You guys can tell me what it is in the comments below. But as I said at the start, if you practice the way that I'm showing you how to draw this Spider-Man, you can draw him as well. Okay, so we're going to let that be his insignia on his chest. Now we're going to work on the webbing on his chest. Then I'm going to throw some shading on him, okay? So this is his neck. Throw a little webbing on there so that everyone will know that this is Spider-Man. I'm at the bottom of my page. Wow. Okay. So now let's shade him in a little bit. Let's make him look a little cool. So now I've drawn Spider-Man. So now I'm going to make him look a little cooler by putting in some little color on him like this here. And I'm just going to shade part of him. I'm not going to do his whole body, but enough. Put a hard shading on him here. And I'm going to shade that, his neck area, his chest a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put a little design on him. shade that. Take up some of this negative space. Make the drawing look cool. And that's Spider-Man, people, under 10 minutes. That's my drawing tutorial for today. And if you practice this, you can do it as well. Let me get a black pen to darken him in a little bit. But if you practice this, you can draw him as well. We'll put a little dark pen on him to make them stand out a little bit, make them pop. Now, this is my Spider-Man tutorial for today. And if you put in enough practice, you can draw Spider-Man as well. Neighborhood Spider-Man. Neighborhood. I can't remember that song. Here comes the Spider-Man. Something like that. Okay, so that's my tutorial for Spider-Man today. Darken some of this in. And that's him in under 10 minutes. Remember, you can always email me at Allen, ALLEN 4247 at yahoo.com for your own personal sketch. It will be more detailed than this one. This is just a fast sketch. Put a little shine in this eye there, a little bit like that. Okay. And that's it, people. Spider-Man in under 10 minutes. Oh, let me sign this boy. You can draw him as well. Just practice the way that I just showed you. Put my signature on this. Always sign your drawings. September 2020. Alright. Spider-Man, people, another 10 minutes. Thank you for joining. You can see all of my media extensions that's on this page. You can, if you want to support my art, feel free to follow me at www.patreon.com/Kirk Allen. You can also see some of my drawings at Kirks_pencils on Twitter as well as Instagram. And you can always see drawings here as well. Deuces.